Hey, it's been a while. I'm gonna be taking just a couple more minutes to set up a few more things. I thought I was completely set and I wasn't entirely. Shouldn't take me too much longer, but hey, do me a favor, share the stream, let other people know that we're starting. And I got a lot to share today, so much so that we actually have a presentation video and I can't wait to share with you. So yeah, go tell other people. I'll be back in just a few minutes. Alrighty, let's get started. Hey, it's been a while. Hope y'all are doing well. Welcome to the house. We are in our more official streaming area. So things might change, things may not. I'm just now realizing that it makes it look like my whole rep rack for all my film, it looks like crooked. It's not, I promise. My wife watched me level it and lose my mind over it. But anyways, hi, it's good to see you again. Got a lot to talk about tonight. So much to talk about. So, YouTube's being weird. Just wanted to let you know that I could not shut off the mid-roll ads at all. I tried. I've even tried doing it just a minute ago, and it still won't let me. So, sometime around like 10:50-ish, it should play an ad, and if it does, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to play ads on this at all. Hopefully I'll be able to remove the ads on the VOD, but yeah, what can you do, right? So let's shout out a couple people in the chat real quick because it's been a while and it's like clockwork. The mainstay, Megadong, is here. Thank you so much for coming back. I always appreciate seeing you in the chat. And then we have Apache Prime. Hello. Welcome, y'all. Hope y'all are doing great tonight. I'm feeling better than I did earlier. I was gonna try to stream earlier today, and I just started feeling sick out of nowhere. In the time that we've last seen each other, I found out I have a gluten sensitivity. My stomach's been gentrified. So, I can't have bread. That sucks. But yes, I am feeling a lot better right now. God bless Glutenese. It's a medicine I've been taking. It's a supplement, not necessarily medicine, but it really does help when gluten stuff hits. And that's what I'm thinking happened, because I took that, relaxed for a little while, and then finally just started feeling normal again, which was, Yeah, probably something slipped in there. The worst part about it is that if I even eat something that's gluten-free, that's even touched something that's been like, let's say there's like a surface that has like a little bit of like flour or something on it, like regular wheat flour, and you took like a gluten-free bun and just slid it across the bottom of it, and my dumbass was like, ooh, hamburger, and ate it because I'm a dumb American. That's a really easy way for me to get sick, and that's what happens sometimes. It's great. What's up, Benjamin? Thank you for coming in. Anyways, let's knock out what's gonna be happening here. I'm gonna be talking about our OpenSauce project because we are going back to OpenSauce. If you have time next month, I will be at OpenSauce. I believe it's the weekend of the 15th through the 17th. Yeah, I think it's something like that. Anyways, it's in San Francisco, and it's gonna be at Cow Palace. And if you don't know what OpenSauce is, I highly recommend going to opensaucelive.com or just opensauce.com. Go check out those two places. Essentially what it is, William Osmond and a couple other science and creative YouTubers got together and were like, let's do a big science fair kind of a thing. And they expanded, and it became more of like a VidCon that's not necessarily VidCon, but it's VidCon for people that make things. And we did it last year, and it was a lot of fun. We did a Common Writer 5's project, and that didn't necessarily pan out. It's still sitting in my garage, and there's just some things about it I wanted to change and things I wasn't happy about. So I started researching some other materials a little bit before OpenSauce happened and that project happened, but I couldn't find a way to utilize those materials until now, but we'll get to that in just a second. Anyways, after OpenSauce, I got picked up to do a really big job, and oof, that hurted. That hurted real bad. I'm not here to talk about that today, though. Anyways, I got through that. We moved into here. We left the office, and now everything is done in home. Hoping to move all my stuff back out again pretty soon because very quickly I'm growing again, which is ridiculous. But we decided, hey, if OpenSauce comes back around, we should do it again. And we applied and they invited us back. So, hey, if anybody from OpenSauce sees this, thank you so much for having us back. We're really excited to come back and hang out with all of you again. The first OpenSauce was an absolute blast, and I feel really bad for anybody that missed it or will be missing this next one. But I hope that we can continue to keep doing OpenSauce stuff, and I think from now on for OpenSauces, I want to make projects where I try to bring in a little bit of everything I've learned in the last year. So this project I'm working on is Kamen Rider Kuga, because he's turning 25 next year, and I thought it'd be pretty cool to have a good Kuga suit for that. So what am I adding to this, or what am I doing different than I was gonna do in the 5 suit? Well, the 5 suit, I thought I wasn't gonna be over ambitious about the LEDs. I was completely over ambitious about the LEDs. There are entirely too many LEDs I need to put on that suit. Also, there's just some parts of it that aren't flexible. I need it to be flexible. And so I decided, okay, dial it back. Let's go as small of this as we possibly can. I'm trying to keep it simple, stupid method with it, but you know, dial it back so I can actually do what I'm trying to do. So instead of having a whole suit covered in LEDs, I'm making one where I'm gonna try to at least get the helmet lit up. If I can't get the helmet lit up or the belt lit up, I'm gonna be doing something that's a little bit unconventional for a cosplay or for a Kuga suit to be lighting up in a specific way. But I think once you guys see it and notice it, and you've seen Kuga, you know the show, and you see that, you're gonna be like, he did it, he did the thing. He did the thing, like, and that's the reaction I wanna get from some people. So what is the thing? You know when Kuga does his kick, he does that little butt wiggle and he's got his arms out, and then he pushes his foot off the ground, and there's that little bit of like light, that glowing orange coming off the bottom of his foot, and then each step he takes, there's just like a little bit of like fire coming up behind him, and then when he kicks the guy, there's flames on him. See where I'm going with that? Neat, eh? Yeah, really excited to do that. So this stuff right here I have in my hand. This is a big thing I've been wanting to share with you guys forever. So let me go to grab the first version of the stuff I'm messing with, and then I'll show you where we are now. Let's talk about some material real quick. I'll bring out one of the smaller ones so you can see the box. This right here is a box with a filament known as VariAssure TPU. VariAssure TPU is a very cool flexible rubber filament. Now most TPUs, like this one I have right here, back here, you can't really see it because it's attached to my machine right now, but I'm stretching on it, I'm pulling on it, it's super flexible. Yeah. Usually it's super rubbery though. This stuff I have in my hand right here, this is not rubbery. I mean, it is kind of rubbery, but it's kind of foamy. And I think I've shown it here a couple of times before. But yeah, this is our first print. It came out really rough, not super great, but it's flexible and it feels almost exactly like EVA foam. So this is the first thing I did when I got back from OpenSauce. I was like, I needed something that was not the project that was coming up and all that. I just wanted something cool, and this was it. Oh, what am I saying? I had this at OpenSauce. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I did this before OpenSauce to show that we were working on flexibles. I wasn't kidding, we did it. So over the course of the last year, I have been quietly working on this stuff. Trying to perfect the printing method on it. Now, I don't feel like I've gotten it perfect just yet. There's still some issues, but I'll show you here on this ankle part real quick. This is 3D printed and it's foam. And you can see there's some issues, like see these weird ridges going all up and down it? See how there's like little bits of things hanging off of it in places? Especially on this back part. I don't know if y'all can see that too good. I'm trying to work with the autofocus here. There. See those little stringy bits on the inside? There was a lot more of those on the outside too. And overall, some of the textures in some areas are just really, really, really rough. Now, usually I'd be like, that's kind of unacceptable. I'd have to do so much work to clean that up. Why? Oh. And then I learned that you can sand this stuff like you would EVA foam, but you can do it a little bit different. Instead of using the grinding tool like I usually use, I used the polishing bit. Now this is just like a little piece of cotton bit on the end of one of those locking Dremel bits. And I ran this against this at a medium speed, and then one more time at a high speed, trying to focus on going up and down with the layer lines, or against the layer lines, because then it merges them together. You can go against it, it just takes a little bit longer. But yeah, we did that. Now check out the new piece. This is the other ankle, and I painstakingly went over it 2 or 3 times with that tool, and it looks a little bit rough, and it's just because it's like dusty in some areas. But we're gonna hit this with a little bit of quick seal just to fill in any small holes or gaps that did form from either printing or from sanding this down. And then we're gonna plasti dip it, and it's gonna be ready to paint. Actually, you know what? I might not even need to plasti dip it. I'm not entirely sure. I'm thinking I will, just because then it'll give more layer fill if we need it. But the inside's still kind of messy. But you can see the difference between unfinished and finished. Isn't that cool? So yeah, also I was able to put a little ledge. Also these little pieces you're seeing, the ankle bit and the hand plate and the knee and, oh gosh, hold on a second. Doop, doop, shoop, doop, doop. And the forearms. These aren't done yet. I haven't even dremeled these up yet, but these fit. All of these were 3D printed, and all of them fit me, and I designed these myself. I'm really happy. That's another thing I wanted to challenge myself on was, I suck at 3D modeling. I just do. I want to get better at it. So I've been using Fusion because hard surface modeling just kind of makes sense to me. To a degree. There's some parts of it that still really elude me, and it's frustrating. So I've been trying to learn more things like Blender and stuff like that, and I still didn't end up using Blender on these parts. I did use it on a couple other things, but yeah, everything that's over here to the left of me currently is all stuff that I modeled myself, and after the Kuga project is done, like completed, like I'm happy with it and I know it's decent, everything that I made and all of my information of where I got the other stuff and how I scaled things so then you all can do it will be made available on my website, TheNextDecade.co, which recently had a refresh. So if you haven't checked out TheNextDecade.co recently, go check out the homepage. Homepage has been updated. We also have a new thing called a cosplayer community nexus. And what that is that if you're interested in tokusatsu cosplay and you want to talk with other tokusatsu cosplayers, you can go sign up on my website and you can post on the little mini forum. Keep it safe for work. And if you don't keep it safe for work, you're going to get a permanent ban from the website. Simple as that. Anyways, yeah, if you have questions or you want to talk over there and try to learn things, find some other resources, help your fellow cosplayers do the same things like I do when I'm not available or when I'm not streaming, there is a space for you right there on that website. And hopefully as things move along, we might make it something a little bit bigger, kind of like a 405th, but I would probably want to invite a lot of other makers to come together, do a bigger thing to do that. But yeah, go check out TheNextDecade.co if you haven't checked it out recently. I'm gonna sip my drink because I just did a plug. All right, so let's talk about stuff that isn't mine that I modeled that I'm working on right now for the Kuga project. So this helmet right here was modeled by Zero to Hero Workshop over on CG Trader, and there are two versions. There's one where it's just this helmet, and there's another one that comes with the ultimate faceplate and the ultimate horns and the growing horns. So you can do every version of Kuga, and this is what's super cool is that all the parts are modular, even the eyes. I haven't gotten to the eyes yet, but if I wanted to, I could take all the stuff off of this one and potentially cosplay as Kuga Dragon, or Pegasus, or Titan, which is pretty darn cool. The only thing I have to complain about with this helmet is I don't like where the cut is on it. So I am debating, do I remerge this file together right here and then cut it again to where the cut is back here, behind the ear? Or do I just leave it as is and just deal with it? And the closer and closer we get to the event, it sounds like deal with it. The only other reason why I would want to reprint it is that we had a weird delamination right here on this edge of the helmet. See that weird like elephant foot? Yeah, I don't know if I can show it too well, but when I put these two pieces together, they don't quite match up very good at the bottom. At the very, very, very bottom, see there's like a weird 45-degree angle bit sticking out. It's probably hard to see on camera. Here, you know what? Gosh, why am I trying to show it like that when I could do this? Haha, much better. But yeah, you can see down at the bottom where they just don't quite meet right. The very tip of it. So yeah, I'll have to sand that down, do more work for that. But yeah, Zero to Hero Workshop over on CG Trader. I really like this helmet. If I had to give it like a score so far, like on a out of 5, probably 4.5. I like this one a lot. It's pretty good. And we can print the eyes. They look really good. My favorite part about the eyes is that they have stunt versions too. So if you want it just like the slits in there, you can see out the eyes that way. They also have vacuum form bucks. So then if you want to print it that way, you can. I'm gonna go resin because I'm not gonna see out of it that way. I'm actually gonna cut holes where Kuga actually sees out of and put down some Hobart face shield. So I'm actually looking out of the same place. I'm really trying to do my best to make this look as close to a like stage show or show like hero suit as I can. Speaking of other people's parts and things that I've made, because I actually did make one more part for this. Put this guy on. Hey, Cougar. Ooh, can't wait. It's gonna be fun. But yeah, this belt is done by D Zackers, also over on CG Trader and Etsy. He did a really, really, really darn good model. This is great. Just as a heads up, I have all the little pieces. I'm not bringing them all over. I'm just gonna bring a couple over so you can see what I'm talking about. So check this out. It's got all the little details all around the belt, the Grongi language or Linto or whatever it is. And it's really darn good. If I had to compare it to another belt, the closest I can compare this one to is the original complete selection, not the modification, the complete selection article. So these parts are printed in regular TPU, and I designed them myself, and yeah, printed them TPU. So Wombo combo. This is the only thing that didn't come with this belt were back straps. And I understand, but I just made my own. I even curved them ahead of time. They're a little bit too big though. But like, I might need to actually cut them because they kind of overlap, like that much, but it's whatever. Anyways, it comes with the buttons, and the other Grongi language bits are printed separate. And I appreciate them doing this because that means when I'm done painting and putting all this together, as soon as these are all done, painted and put together, I can put them in here too, except for I'm not gonna paint these. I'm really trying to go as far as I can with this outfit to have everything except for the shoes, the bodysuit, and glove be 3D printed. So I'm gonna let these be raw 3D printed parts, and the outside bits are all printed in protopasta. And speaking about protopasta, if you guys like protopasta stuff and you want to order some protopasta, or you do like ordering protopasta and you want to help support the show a little bit, let me know. I can make you a link, and then eventually I can start getting some free spools and I can start handing them out here on stream. And I'd really like to do that. I'd love to be able to hand out some free spools of protopasta because protopasta is pretty. And if you thought these colors are pretty, they got way more, and I'm ordering some more, hopefully right after OpenSauce, because we're getting up to our half-year restock. If you can't tell, this was full before, and that's how much we've gone through in the last 6 months, which that's a lot of filaments. Also got a bunch of other ones strewn about, but half of these spools over here are empty, or running on empty. Okay, so I showed off the belt. I showed off that part. Before I show off the new thing, or new, well, it's new to you guys. It's not new on Instagram, which I started using again recently. So if you want to follow me there, Instagram at TheNextDecade.co. So as I was saying earlier, the gloves. These are the only parts that I'm not trying to make besides, you know, the boots or the bodysuit. But I want to make them look like the gloves from the show. So I'm going to bring over to you some of the finger bits for the hand plates. Try to make sure I got one of each so you can see what I'm talking about here. So here's a fingertip, and then behind that will sit a middle finger, or middle joint, and then behind that will sit the end of the finger. So the whole thing should be like that. Cool, right? Now, I'm sure you're wondering, dude, these are really tiny. How'd you get such clean cuts on these? And the answer, my friends, is I spent too much money on a giant fucking laser. Excuse me for swearing. It's, the only reason why I have to swear with it is that it was expensive and it's huge. It's massive. So if you need laser cutting stuff, holler at me. We can take care of laser cutting stuff now too. But yeah, I cut out all the hand plates. Now it's just a matter of gluing them onto the hand and adding on one of these, which is one of the sanded hand plates, like so. Already starts to look like it. Isn't that cool? I'm super excited about this project, y'all. So here's one of the knees, but it's a little bit janky to me, but I want to see if you guys notice it. You made some of the walls a little bit too thin on this, and it made it to where there's a little bit of roughness around some of these edges instead of having nice crisp lines. So we'll see what happens after I paint it, because like I said, some things might clean up after I add a little bit of filler pieces to it, and you know, primer, or not primer, Plasti Dip, which is going to be my primer for the paints. Oh man. So let's talk about the next part that I have coming, which is great because we're getting close to that half-hour break part. So we're gonna tease. Like I said, I could only make it to where the commercials happened every half hour. I couldn't turn them off on the back. Actually, no. Let me try doing it again, because I tried doing it earlier, and I would love to not have to work around an ad, especially somebody else's ad when I already have something cool to talk about. Okay. Can delay it. Cool. All right, so we got 10 minutes and then one's gonna play. It was gonna start in like 2 minutes, so yay. All right. So let's move on to the next part of the Cougar project. What else have I done? Where am I at? It was right here. Oh no, it was right behind me now. Let's grab the first one, just to give you an idea of this. So I got some help from a 3D modeler who has a really cool 3D model of Kamen Rider Kuga as like a 3D printable statue, you know, where it comes in pieces and you can put it all together and you got a little statue. And I thought the chess piece he did on that was really good. It's super accurate. It's way closer than anything I was modeling so far. So I reached out. They were able to clean up the file for me. And it's not completely perfect. I still have to do some more work to make this wearable. And I started printing a Kamen Rider Kuga chest. Check that out. This is done by Mike 3D Art over on Instagram. You can also find his stuff over on Cults, cults3d.com. It's another 3D modeling website where you can find a bunch of cool models for either free or paid. So here's the downside. I'm 6'5". I'm a big boy. All my printers are mostly Neptune Maxes, which have about a 420 by 420 by 480 build plate, okay? This almost didn't fit on it. I wanted to do it all in one piece, but it's just not gonna happen because I think the inside of my torso's volume takes up a good amount of that volume. And I was really hoping that the Elegoo Orange Storm Giga would be here already. Yeah, we got one. It's just taking its time getting here. Whenever it gets here, we're gonna be making really big chess pieces and things like that in 1 or 2 pieces versus like, you know, 2 pieces like this, but I still have to do work for this to make this wearable. Anyways, put on a huge nozzle, a 0.8 nozzle. So 0.8 nozzle, not quite a millimeter, but you know, 2 layers, 1.6, that's great. That's even thicker than what I usually do for most of my helmets and things like that. And did a higher layer height, so this was able to be printed in about a day. This was done in 24 hours on the Neptune 4, the Elegoo Neptune 4 Max, excuse me. So, let's put this on. It don't fit. It's close. It's a little bit tight right here, and like this edge right here is supposed to be right up against me. And like from right there, like that looks great. It's pretty much good on that side. But when you come over to here in the middle, it's like about an inch, inch and a half off from being right dead center on my chest and also up and down my back. My spine is right there. Trying to draw it like a straight line. I promise I don't have the scoliosis. But yeah, you see the space there. It's just no good, right? And then this underarm part, man, that's brutal. I'd hate to have to wear a fiberglass version of this chest piece like some of the actors did when they were wearing the hero version of the outfit, not the stunt version. And you can tell the stunt version's separate. It's got a weird rubbery bit to the top of it, and it's kind of hard to get into. It's weird. So I printed it again, and I used a larger layer height, and I widened it up, and it's a little bit too wide, I think, in the depth. I'll show you what I mean in just a second. So this one sits right up and down the center, so much better. My only complaint is that this part right here it sticks out, it hurts. I'm debating on going into the 3D modeling software, like Blender or Fusion or something, and cutting this away or making a bigger, deeper cut. Just because, man, if I have to use this instead of my big plan, my initial plan, because this right here, this is plan B, if you don't know. But yeah, it's not terrible. Like, it's fine. It's just this underarm part's like really annoying, and I wish that this was a little bit closer to my chest right here. So, bit of a bummer. Cool thing about this and the belt though is that it hides my fat torso. And was checking on this side, like how much bend do I get? And I get a decent amount, and I bet you if I had the belt on, it'd probably be a little bit more restricted. But so long as I could do the whole pose and the whole thing, we'll be good. But yeah, definitely gotta do something about this underarm. And that's the thing too, is that like this hard torso chest piece thing, this is part of the reason why the Fives project didn't really work out for me. It was hard to move around in that thing. Like as soon as I got the chest piece on, I could have put the arm pieces on. And I was like, man, if only this was flexible and the other parts were flexible. If only they were flexible. If only they were flexible, right? All right, so let's talk about the chest plan. If things go well, and I can print this exactly as it is in very short TPU and be able to use the 0.6 or the 0.8 nozzle on it, and we raised the layer height just a little bit more, and we, you know, bumped the speed just a little bit more, not much, just a touch. I might be able to get this thing printed in 8 to 12 days. Yeah, that's a long time for a printer to be running, especially running a material that will wiggle around a lot. And I know these machines wiggle around a lot. So I'm gonna have to probably put them on the floor and find a way to get the filament spool rolling where it's not gonna cause problems. I am so nervous about some of this, but I do have some good news about the VariAssure. I have a bunch of it in different colors, and I can confirm that if you have to switch filaments halfway through to a different color, they all do bond to each other, and they all bond to each other really well. So there's an upside to this, to where if I run out of where's the big spool of it? I have a huge spool of it. Here, I'll show you how much I've gone through of it so far. This was one of their 2 keg spools, and I tore through it already, making this stuff in the testing I've done over the year. But if this is 200 grams, and it takes 14 grams to make one of these, or 1,400 grams to make one of these, that means I need 2 of these. So I ordered 2 of them. I got a natural color TPU, and then I got another black one. And the black one they sent me is 2.8 millimeters thickness instead of the 1.7 millimeter thickness I need in order to go into my printer in the first place. So I sent off the other one, and I'm hoping to get more soon. But if not, I'm gonna have a multicolor chest piece that I'm gonna have to paint the inside of too, just in case. Damn it. But yeah, with that flexible one though, the plan would be we leave the backside open. I'm gonna put like a flap down here with the 3D model. Here, I'll bring it closer so you can get a better idea of what I'm talking about. So like on the back of the ankle pieces, you see that little flap that's in there? Covers things when it gets put together. I would have the same thing on the back down here with a little bit of Velcro on the inside so that can close, and that's probably the only seam line I hope would be there. And then I'm gonna try to get one of those zippers with the invisible zipper, or just really just put a string on it, and get it to where it zips or down, one of the two. And yeah, that would close up the chest. So hopefully no lines here, none on the top. It would just be the one seam that'd be hidden from, you know, contact cement, because that's the one thing I'm gonna have to glue right there on both sides, and then put a seam line down the inside to contact cement that, make sure that's secure. And then to get into it, just zipper. Just have have it contacted up here, and then just zipper. And hopefully that's the only thing. Neat, right? So, I'm gonna hit the resume ads button, and hopefully I can hit it again to hide ads. Okay, cool. I want to get rid of these ads entirely. I wish I could do it. Give me a few seconds. YouTube updated all the stream stuff, and I haven't touched it in weeks. Monetization. Yeah. And oh, let's do that. Okay. Okay, cool. I fixed it. All right, cool. The reason why I didn't know what was happening is that the other option was hidden, and I just had to scroll. You know, real boomer moment. My God. Cool. I'm glad that worked out, because I actually have something I want to show you guys. Let me sit and tell another story. Orange drink is good. So you know how I like to go to Japan? I speak a little bit of Japanese. Yeah, my Japanese isn't very good, but I'm trying. And I recently got followed by a company that I was already very interested in speaking with, but it wasn't the main company, it was the Japanese branch of the company. And this was also right around the same time that I did the first chess piece and realized, oh man, this might need more work than I thought. And I kind of wish I had like a 3D scan of my body or something so I can use it to make my models a little bit better. Because I know there's modifiers you can use in Blender, that make some models soft, and you put another model in between it and then it'll stretch around it. And I think that's so damn cool. If I could just do that with my stuff too, I'd be able to make so many more things way more accurately to my body. So the company's name is REVOPOINT, and I reached out to them and their Japanese team, and they were super receptive of what I was doing. And I couldn't be more happy that they reached out to the English-speaking team to contact me for us to collaborate on this Kamen Rider Kuga project and for OpenSauce, and to do some stuff for all of you. Oh, we got a sponsorship or a partnership, I guess, or a collaboration. They're things for an influencer. I'm not an influencer, I'm a prop and costume maker. I put that line down first. Anything that comes after that is purely just extra stuff I do. So the fact I'm here just shows I love you. But if you don't know about their scanner, the Miraco, it is a handheld scanner, not much different than like a DSLR camera, that has a near mode that gets really crazy high detail. I'm talking hair kind of detail. And a really fascinating far mode that can get really large scale items and scan them in. So you can take the near scans, all the high detail stuff, then get further away, do the far scans, and combine all those scans together into a high detailed, large scale scan of almost anything you could put that thing around. And that's super fascinating to me, but it doesn't just stop there. There's a little bit more to it. There's also a really damn cool texture feature. So all of those details that you caught with the Miraco, yeah, you can turn on textures in whatever modeling software or model program you're using, and the textures were there and available for you. And you can even edit them to where if things are slightly off, you can tweak it yourself, no problem. But that's not the thing about this that I think is the coolest thing about Miraco. There's actually two more things I think are super cool. Now what I'm saying right here is that they did not tell me to say any of this stuff. They didn't ask me for any of that. I'm saying what I've seen from it and what you guys will hopefully see from it here in a few minutes. The scanner can scan all these things and merge all these meshes on the fly. So like if you just have the scanner, you don't have your laptop, congratulations, you can still send models from that thing to another device and get to work immediately. But this means that you can sit there, scan an item, drop it on there, take it home, bring the model off of it. Or you can even 3D scan, and then if you have your laptop or your computer nearby, you can plug it in and you can make the computer do it, and it just helps it go a little bit faster. And if it's an easier workflow for you, then great, go ahead, go do that. But even then, that's not my favorite thing about this scanner. It's one thing to have all this crazy good detail and resolution and all these different options and all these fancy features, but the number one thing about it I think is so damn cool is that I can digitize some of my old artwork. And let's say I have like an old costume that I have, like one of my older Ichigos or my O's or something like that. And I get somebody to 3D scan me. I have my work preserved in a way that I don't think other people would necessarily be able to preserve their stuff. And I think that's so damn cool. I think it's so neat to be able to take this and go scan other people's stuff and bring back to life old projects that are either broken, but they're able to piece it back together for the most part. Like you see where I'm going with this. But here's the step further. Imagine like 3D scanning my O's and then rigging the model, and I can use it in like a video game or an animation. So I can have a digital copy of me in a costume doing effects and flips that I personally would not be able to do. You guys know I can't do flips. You guys have seen the videos. But yeah, I could potentially make not just 3D scans with this and like 3D scan my body, put my costumes into it and make all these other things. It's not just I can 3D scan my own work or work by hand to get a shape and then scan that and then throw that in and work on that. It goes so much further than that. Is that I can use this to help me make some movies and do some visual effects and previs and all these other things. This deal feels crazy to me. I never thought I would get like a kind of partnership with one of these things, but like you can hear just from the way I'm talking about it right now how excited I am, and I haven't even touched the darn thing. The only thing I've done is seen other people talk about it and seen the company talk about it and seen some of the results on my computer. and damn it, it's cool. It's really, 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 really darn cool. So I'm gonna take a really short break, but you guys, instead of sitting there usually looking at my BRB screen, I wanna introduce you to the Miraco from REVOPOINT.
Meet the REVOPOINT Miraco, the world's lightest standalone 3D scanner, ready to transform how you scan. Starting with its impressive mobility and powerful hardware, Miraco allows you to capture objects without having to bring a laptop or deal with messy cables. When you've completed your scan, Miraco's powerful onboard software allows you to capture scans and post-process your data. For advanced post-editing, transfer projects to RevoScan on your laptop. No matter an object's size, Miraco can take it on. Scan large objects using FAR mode to capture accurate shape data, smoothly and quickly. Seamlessly switch to near mode to capture ultra-fine details on small items. Maximize your work efficiency by switching between these modes in mid-scan for total flexibility and freedom. Miraco's continuous capture mode allows total freedom to quickly and smoothly scan objects at up to 15 frames per second. Then, switch to single-shot mode for hard-to-maneuver and difficult-to-reach areas for greater mobility and control of your scan. Create detailed body scans in seconds, ready for use in 3D software. Utilizing Miraco's flip screen, you can even do detailed self-face scans. Miraco's reliable tracking algorithms accurately scan body parts for design or healthcare applications. When accurate color scanning is essential, Miraco makes no compromises, with its 48-megapixel RGB camera delivering breathtaking photorealistic color textures. See your scans take shape with crystal clarity on Miraco's 2K AMOLED screen. Powering Miraco's fast processing and versatile scanning modes is an 8-core 2.4 GHz processor with up to 32 GB RAM and Wi-Fi 6 capabilities, allowing Miraco to seamlessly integrate into your workflow, whether you are an engineer, designer, or 3D modeler. With its impressive functionality and scanning versatility, Miraco is ready to redefine how you scan. Miraco, 3D scanning redefined.
All right. Thank you guys for sitting through the little presentation. I had to bring that up so you guys had a better idea, because it's one thing for me to sit here and talk about how excited I am. I wanted you guys to see it yourselves, see some of what I saw that got me excited about it in the first place. So now hopefully you understand exactly where I'm coming from on this and why I'm so excited to be partnering with them for OpenSauce. Because we're not just going to be using it for 3D scanning just for the project and some of these other things I talked about earlier. We're going to do some stuff for you guys. So if you're actually at OpenSauce and you come up to me and you're like, hey, I want to check out that REVOPOINT. If we got a time, there's not too many crazy people around or anything else going on, I'll bring you to the side of the booth and I will 3D scan you. I'll give you a quick scan so that you can take that 3D scan and you can use it to make your own figure, any of this other stuff. Like so long as you can take that 3D scan and whatever you produce with it, you tag me, or you tag me and REVOPOINT, which would be like really, really super cool. You might be able to get one of these things yourself. Ain't that neat? There's not confirmation on that specific part just yet, but REVOPOINT's been extremely generous and I've seen them do things for other people like me. So make cool stuff with the thing I give you. Maybe you can get one yourself. But if you're already sold and you really want to get one, I'm going to say just wait till OpenSauce, because they're going to be doing a Father's Day sale. So hold out for that. And if you're at OpenSauce, we're going to be giving out a special code. They'll give you another 5% off of whatever their Father's Day discount is. So yeah, and anytime you guys purchase one using one of those codes, which you'll be able to get one after OpenSauce from us too, but that's going to go up after OpenSauce and that'll be online. If you guys use those codes, it supports the channel. It helps us. It helps us keep this stuff going further and hopefully be able to keep me more regularly streaming again. I know it's been a while. I've been extremely busy, and I know you guys know that I've been extremely busy too. But, you know, trying to keep bringing things up, keep making cool stuff, keep showing you guys cool new tools. And you know me, I'm not gonna put something in front of you unless I think it's gonna be worth it. And now's our opportunity to try it out and see if it's worth it and see if it's right for you. And I think it will be. Especially after seeing that presentation and some of y'all's reaction to it. Yeah, I think we have a really cool tool on the way. And I can't thank the folks over at REVOPOINT enough. To Vico over at REVOPOINT, thank you so much. And then I think Eve over at REVOPOINT Japan, I hope I got your name right. I may be mistaken, and if I am, I'm really, really sorry. But to the folks over at the Japanese team, and over there at the English team, thank you guys so much. Again, this is a really cool opportunity. I can't wait to share it with everyone. So with that out of the way, let's talk about a couple of other things that's happening with OpenSauce, REVOPOINT, and all this other stuff. For the Kuga project, I want to 3D scan my chest and my upper torso, my body, the whole thing if I can, and start putting all the models on there and just make sure, like, hey, are these all checking out? I know that these do, because I scaled all these things and based it off of me to measure all this stuff. But the chest, it's not mine. I'm not the one that designed it. That was Mike 3D Art over at Instagram. Go check him out, go follow him over there. He's the one that did the chest piece, and now I'm modifying it for cosplay purposes. So I'm hoping that I can use a modifier in Blender, make that thing a little bit more flexible, drop my 3D scan in there and tell it, hey, this is like hard surface. Put them over the top of each other, see if it stretches in the right places, save it and print that instead of what I've been printing. We're at the point where if this is what I end up working with, this is gonna get printed in flexible, cool. If not, then it's gonna get printed the other half in regular PLA, and I'm just gonna suffer with my arms getting caught on the sides. But if we're printing this flexible, and I can 3D scan for myself in there, this piece right here shouldn't be a problem anymore because it'll hopefully just meet right up against my edge. And I'm also just so hyped for people 3D scan stuff, oh my God. So let's talk about that project I was talking about earlier with the lighting up foot part. So Kuga, it's got all that stuff on the bottom of his feet. I don't know if you can see it too good, but I'm trying to replicate that glowing foot thing. And I already have modeled the sole of his shoe. I just need to make an actual shoe model. And I remember the last time I tried to do this for OpenSauce with the Fies project, I traced the outside bottom of the shoe, took a picture of it from a bird's eye perspective, made sure my camera was super flat, like as flat as I can get it. And somehow, some way, I still managed to make it not quite fit and had to do more work to make it fit. And then eventually it fit. And once it finally fit, it still had a gap around some weird places, and I wasn't really unhappy with it. And I thought, man, if only I could just make the shoe. in a model and have it actually fit my foot really good. And with the REVOPOINT, I could scan my foot, make a shoe model, put my foot in there, scale it up like a little bit so then there's even more room for my Tootsie to slide in there, and then I can 3D print my own damn shoes. Speaking about 3D shoes, go check out my friend Joel, 3D printing nerd. He just did a video on 3D printed shoes today, and he talks about some of the carbons that I have, which I still love those, even though I do completely agree with some of the issues that he's having. But yeah, go check out the, Joel and his stuff, and I can say he's my friend because we actually worked together on a project. What project, Dusty? I can't talk about that, but we worked on a project together, I can tell you that. Joel, David, if either of you see this, hi, and thank you again. You guys are the best, always are, thank you. All right, so I'm gonna catch up with chat real quick, and then we're gonna talk about a couple other things we're gonna try to do with that REVOPOINT, because YouTube, we're coming back a little bit in June and through July with some of this content for REVOPOINT, but also just stuff in general, like, you know, trying to show you guys some new things that we have going on. I haven't even shown you all my laser yet. I mean, I think I've shown it to you a couple times, but like stuff I'm doing on the laser. Can't show you everything though, it's a mess. The next level of 3D printing. Yeah, 3D scan Furbus, or 3D print Furbus, why not both, right? All right, so could you scan someone's head and make a figuarts compatible? Yeah, you could if you know the size of the ball joint on the inside of the necks of the figuarts, and you could put that into your CAD software, remodel it, and then get your head in there and cut yourself at the neck. I know that sounds weird, but follow along. Take that tool, pop it in there, give it a little bit more tolerant space, because 3D printing can be a little bit weird, and sometimes you gotta account for having a nozzle, or if you're using a resin that expands when it gets hit with UV. But yeah, yeah, you could totally make your own figureheads, figure art too. That's something I'm really excited to try myself. A 1/12 scaled Furbus would be great. Yes, I agree. If only somebody was working on Furbus. I don't know if any of y'all noticed. He's right there. Right there. That's the Furb. I don't know if I've ever shown him on the channel yet. But yeah, Furbus. Furbus there. I like the concept. I would like to try something like this out. Yeah, Mike, it's really cool. And if you ever run into me, I'm gonna try to actually have that thing on me as much as possible, because there's so many things out in the world where I'm like, oh my God, I could totally make that. And then I try to make it and I'm like, oh man, I wish I knew what the bottom of this part looked like. Because like I'll take pictures and I'll forget to take pictures of like really specific areas. But like if I'm 3D scanning, I have to get all the specific areas, right? So there we go. And it's another reason why I'm so excited about this machine is that it's the form factor, and also the fact that I can make the models on the fly. Like I'm so excited by the idea of stopping somewhere like a dumb roadside attraction, like the world's biggest ball of twine, right? And just being like, I got this, and just 3D scan around as much of it as I can, and then get back in the car, and as somebody's driving me, I could sit there and fiddle with it and make that same model on the tool. Like, so cool. I'm so excited. Very, very excited. Print your own shoes, hope they look better than Yeezys. Just about everything looks better than Yeezys, let's be real. Ugh. So, other stuff that's happening. We're gonna be doing some shorts again. Shorts are coming back. We are also doing a big vlog for OpenSauce, and that's also gonna be including what we're doing with REVOPOINT. And that's gonna be our bigger focus video. I know I've had a couple other things planned, and things, you know how things go with me. If it starts one project, that means 4 more get in the way first, right? Yeah, that's exactly what happens all the time, and I'm tired of it happening too. But make an exception for this one because I think it's so darn cool. But let's talk about the projects I had in the pipeline that got kind of muddled and explain what's going on. First one, I was doing a Neptune 4 series review. I still want to put that up here pretty soon. The footage is completely corrupted, and when I say corrupted, like I'll show up and start talking, and it'll stop moving, and I'll keep talking, and then I cut back, and it's like and I've tried multiple times to fix it, and it's done. So, plus some things have happened with the Neptune 4s recently that have kind of changed some of my opinions because one of my biggest complaints got fixed. So, yeah, we'll be talking about the Neptune 4 series a little bit later, probably around the time the Orange Storm gig is there, because then that's going to be the big, like, hey, are we sticking with Elegoo in terms of them being one of our major printers here in the studio? So, And that's nothing against Elegoo. I like Elegoo. I like the people over at Elegoo. It's just that things are changing in the 3D printing scene, and I want to keep up with what the more newer things are, because I would love to be able to tell people like from the bat, like, hey, I think this is worth it, or like, hey, I think you should wait if you're new, or like, hey, don't worry about it. And I'm also trying to do my best to make sure there's no don't worry about it. So, anyways, there's something else in all that. Oh yeah. So Suit Up. That project is driving me crazy. So what I think is gonna happen is we're gonna be doing another deeper dive onto this, and we're gonna have a Suit Up special before we actually get to the Ultraman one, and it's gonna be on the Kuga project. It's gonna be separate from the OpenSauce stuff. It's gonna be more hyper-focused on the technical of how I did all this, so then you guys can learn how to do it too. It'll probably be about how I made these parts, and also how to source your own pieces from other places like Cults or CG Trader or Etsy, those kind of things. Like a Suit Up 3D printing special. So, I Suit Up, I'm so sorry. I want that to be the primary show. I want that to be the primary thing, but with me running the business, you know, you gotta make the money one way or another. And then also just, you know, doing my own thing with bigger projects. It's getting tougher, but I want to try to keep this rolling and keep the ball going, and eventually get to a place where I can get help to where I can film things like Suit Up, put it all together, have time to sit there and edit it myself while I know that other content's coming out. So that's essentially where we're at with Suit Up, is that it takes a long time, a really long time to make those, and long-term form content on YouTube just doesn't do the same as like streams or shorts do. So what we're trying to do is trying to find a way to where when we do these, we know like it's going to be beneficial overall for everybody, but also not taking so long in between each one. But if one's coming out and I need like another week to finish it, we have another piece of content that we can throw out. See what I'm saying? I want to make sure that there's something constantly. I'm not trying to like be like shoving videos down your throat every week like some other content creators, but like, you know, something every month or two would be cool, outside of like, you know, shorts. Shorts I want to get back into, like one a week, that kind of thing, maybe more. But for like the next month, we're gonna be doing a few a week, I think 2 to 3 a week. And then the big OpenSauce video, and maybe another live stream or 2 in between all then. But right now, this is just like the, hey, I'm back a little bit, tell you this cool partnership that's going on, what's coming up this next month, and what project I'm working on, because I needed something fun, and I needed something I can kind of commit myself back to, something to, you know, get the ball rolling again, because I've been in a terrible rut personally, but I'm trying to keep it all rolling, despite trying to make it roll multiple times during this whole thing and it never really quite taking off. But for this one, I told myself I'm gonna do it, to the point where I've actually maimed myself. Dustin, what are you talking about? You hurt yourself? Yes, I did, under a needle, because I don't know if I've shown you any of this yet, but I actually went the extra step and told myself I was gonna get this project done, and got the first tattoo that I said I was gonna get in the place that I said I was gonna get it. So, one way or another, whether it happens to OpenSauce or directly right after, this Kuga project is getting finished, and this is gonna be one of the suits I have for a while, because it's 3D printed using VariAssure and other tools to make this for me. And then after this is done, with the new stuff I have and all these new ideas and techniques and tools that I have here, we're gonna make some cool stuff, just like it says on the website. We're getting back at it. All right. That's all been fun, and I appreciate all of you sitting here and letting me ramble and chat your ears off for God knows how long. Let's talk about something a little bit nerdy for a second, because I haven't shown this off yet, and I haven't got a chance to really play with it. So let's. Y'all want to open up a sword? So if you don't know, I love tokusatsu, and if you're here, you probably like tokusatsu too. But if you're one of those few people that doesn't know what toku is or doesn't really care or any of that, you're just gonna have to deal with this for a minute, because we got something really cool this month, and I can't wait to share it with all of you. So, tokusatsu special effects. There's a show called Garo, and it is a really cool show. I like Garo a lot. It's about a golden knight, and he fights these monsters called horrors. And it's done by Keita Ememiya, and he did Kamen Rider Zedo. I think he did Kamen Rider J as well. Might be mistaken on that one. But he also did Hokkaido and a bunch of other shows in the 90s, movies in the 90s. And he got to make his own hero show So here's the front side of it. Got Garo. On the back, it's got Saijima Koga. Oh, well, there goes my instruction sheet. Yikes. That's no good. You can tell I properly packaged this back up. I opened it, put batteries in it, swung it around once, and I was like, cool, and I had to get back to work on other stuff. So figured now would be a good time to show it off. Take a minute together to look at this cool big hunk of plastic. Now, for reference, I am 6'5". This box is huge. It is very tall. It is a half a dusty. Or more than a half a dusty, that's crazy. All right. I haven't taken out the holders yet. Also, just as a heads up, I didn't do this, but I almost did it, and I want you guys to just make sure in case you get your own too. They stopped making these bags. They're just a sleeve now, so I tried dropping this in and it almost slipped all the way through and hit the ground. Thankfully, it caught one of the little holes with the tip and caught itself. So, yeah, don't be dumb. Don't do what I almost did, which is break a really expensive toy sword. But yeah, like I said, I'm 6'5", so like this length on this thing is really darn good. I like it a lot. Most of the weight's all right here. It's not really balanced or nicely balanced, but I mean, what are you gonna do? It's a little toy with electronics in it. But the overall finish is friggin' amazing. I'm gonna bring this closer so I can take a look real quick. Let that focus. There we go. Yeah, isn't that clean? It is really nicely done. It's got a decent plastic on it too. It's like not rubbery, but it's bendable. Not bendable like, oh, go for it. Like, it's more so like it's sturdy enough. It's the same on both sides, but it's got a button right here. This is where all the music effects come from. And then there's sound effects right there and right there. And you hit them both together or one after the other, it'll do voice lines from the show. So I'm going to very quickly cycle through some of the music because I don't want to get hit with a claim, but I want you all to know what songs are in it. So if you're a Garo fan, you'll know these right away and be like, oh, whoa, it's that one. And it'll be like, all right, cool, I'm moving along. All right. So yeah, back handle comes off. There's 2 modes on it. I'm not sure. There's an A mode and a B mode. So I'm just try A and see what happens. All right. So here we go. We're going to try out the first one. So it's Garo theme, the original Garo theme. And then the second one from the first series, Jam Project. For copyright reasons, I stopped. All right, here's the next one, which is the opening to Makai Senki, the second series. And then the Jam Project song from that series as well. But yeah, there's those, and then so that's the voice lines button, and then this one over here on the opposite side is the sound effects. But yeah, that's, yeah, Garoken. Now, this was expensive, and it's a really cool toy. I love the size of it. It is huge compared to me. It really is. I am so bummed out it did not come with the scabbard, or like the you know, like the part that holds the sword. Like I want that. I want that part so bad. But other than that, in terms of a Garo prop, pretty cool. I like it a lot. But yeah, I'm rather pleased with this this release. If I had to complain about anything, again, it's that scabbard. If I had to give it a rating, probably 3.5. But the only reason why I say 3.5 out of 5 is that it's really expensive and it's missing that one part. If it wasn't for those two things, I'd probably be a little bit more favorable towards it. But if you're like a diehard Garo fan and you really want the sword, go for it. This was actually an item that I wanted to produce and print myself. And I think I might still try to do that because I want to make a flexible prop one. I want to be able to bonk people with it for fun. So until then, that's just going to be an idea that sits in the back of my head for after OpenSauce. Because now I'll be able to possibly make one with this. Who knows? We'll find out. I'll put this up real quick. Trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to share with y'all. Ain't got anything else going on. Talked all about the OpenSauce project. Talked about our partnership with REVOPOINT, which I'm so happy we can actually talk about that now. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, hey, if you are in the Raleigh-Durham area, there is an arcade you need to check out called Zephyr Arcade. If you like Kamen Rider, you need to go and show up with all your belts and be super annoying to the person that owns the place. And you tell him how much you love Kamen Rider because he's going to let you in and play all the arcade machines. That's a deep cut. If you remember me from the Darren Zephyr days, our friend Robert has started his own arcade here in town, or in North Carolina. And I highly recommend that you all go check it out if you're in the area. If you're in town for Animazement this week, or this weekend, oh, sorry, I'm just trying to make sure this isn't caught on anything. And it gets caught on everything. Wow. Anyways, like I said, if you're in town for Animazement this week, go check out Zephyr Arcade. They're doing a special right now. And then if you're looking to get some food in town for Animazement, Gen Ramen, Gen Ramen, go check them out. They are super cool. I love them. They're some of our clients, and I'm excited to be making more stuff for them here pretty darn soon. Probably right after OpenSauce. Okay, cool. So again, that was the Garo Ken. That was cool. Oh, or Fear Fest. Fear Fest is also an option. That's also going on in Raleigh right now too. Go check them out. My cousin Gabrielle is over there. She's with Cat's Candles. She makes such great candles that I'm pretty sure Yankee Candle and all the other candle companies are probably shaking in their britches and don't know what to do because she's coming up on them quick. And when I say that, I mean that as a loving family member that knows that it's better stuff than they make, but she's still starting. But she's gonna get there, man. I'm telling you, like, her stuff is so darn good. She made candles for our wedding, and I purposely kept some just so I could keep smelling them. Yeah. If you want customs, they do I think Gab does customs. But yeah, if you're at Fear Fest, tell Gabrielle I said hey. I'll probably try to visit her tomorrow, depending on how I'm feeling. Trying to feel better, but we'll see. Where is the Takumi? That is a good question. Mimi. All right, y'all. We're gonna look for the boy. I'm gonna put us on BRB, and I'm gonna find the boy. Leaving the mic on too, so that you guys can come with me on this adventure without looking throughout my whole house, because it's a disaster. Oh, I found him. He's sleeping. All right. He's not getting away. Hey, Mimi. Oh, hey, buddy. Did you wake up for me? Thank you. You can come with me for a minute? Yeah, come with me for a second, okay? Come on. Yeah, that's my boy. Oh, I got you. I got you. That's my guy. All right, y'all. We got the boy. Oh, there is one more thing I need to talk about OpenSauce. I almost forgot. We'll get to that in a second. Talked about it earlier today on Twitter, so if you guys follow me there, you will see what I'm talking about. All right, Mimi. You sit right there for me? Cool. Give me 2 seconds, man. Good boy. All right, we got Takumi with us today. You look at the camera at all? No? Just gonna curl up and chill? That's fine by me. So, If you don't know, this is my cat. This is Takumi. He's a good boy. We love the lad. Yes, we do. Yeah. Love you too, buddy. Stop air booth tomorrow. Gotta go to bed so we can get back there super early. All right, man. I appreciate you coming in and checking out the stream. Thank you so much. We're actually winding down here. I don't want to stream too crazy long because I need to get back to working on the Kuga stuff. I'm glad I was able to catch up with all y'all, tell you the plans. But yeah, we're winding it down here. Try to get him to look over there. He's in his own little world. Yeah. So, do the regular housekeeping stuff before I, actually no, I almost forgot. I was gonna tell you all about something. So, my friend Yuta over in Japan, a couple of weeks ago was like, hey, I have 150 CHT style nozzles for my Bamboo Labs printers. Do any of y'all want them? They're completely free. No strings, nothing like that. And I was like, huh. Usually this sounds like a trap, but I'm gonna go for it because usually 3D printing people are cool. So I reached out to Yuta and he was like, all right, yeah, man, sure. I'll send you those nozzles, no problem. Let me bring them up real quick. There are 4 nozzles in here going from 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, and 1 millimeter thick. And they are CHT style nozzles, meaning they have like a little indent on the inside that splits the filament into 3 pieces to give it even more even heating instead of there being like an inside core that doesn't quite melt all the way. And these work on the TZ 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0 hot end upgrade for the Bamboo Labs printer. But it goes one step further than that. These also work on V6 style and Mark 8 style nozzles, assuming that the threads fit. And I got these for free, and I was really happy about it. Well, here, do me a favor, Mimi. You mind holding that one? Thank you. Good boy. I misheard him. I thought he said 150 nozzles. What I didn't hear was it was actually 150 units. Oh, God. So, yeah, that is a crap ton of nozzles. All right, later, buddy. And when I say it's a crap ton of nozzles, I mean like, these are just the ones that got to me in the last couple days. This box was stuffed with them, and then even then, this has like another 2/3 of this were shoved in here by me from the other ones I've been getting. I don't need any more bubble mailers for a while. But if you run into me at an event, whether it's OpenSauce or 3D Printopia in October, or was it September? 3D Printopia this fall, and you want a nozzle, a CHT nozzle for your Bamboo, custom Bamboo hot end, or your V6 or your Mark 8, assuming these threads all fit, you can have it, no problem, just ask. I'm gonna be taking them with me and sharing them around. So, need nozzles, holler at me. I'm not mailing any of these. I would prefer these to be an in-person gift. So if you're really interested in getting these for free and you're gonna be at like 3D Printopia, just find me, I'll be around. I'm boothing, I'm always boothing. Whew. All right, so now let's get into the housekeeping stuff. The wrapping it up because I have to eat dinner and I have to get to work on projects. Again, huge thank you to our friends over at REVOPOINT. I cannot wait to use the Miraco. I'm so excited to try it out and have you involved with my Kamen Rider Kuga project. And again, thanks to Miraco, we're gonna be doing a couple of shorts the next couple weeks, and we're also gonna be doing a big OpenSauce vlog that I'm very excited to film and put all together with all the footage. Now, that being said, usually when I do events, I make videos for my members on the channel, which if you're a member for the channel, you've been a member for a long time, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Literally anything that goes into that supports this, and if you keep supporting this, the more of this I can do. So again, thank you so much. And if you're considering becoming a member now, thank you so much, but you're gonna have to bear with me for just a second, not to undersell myself here. But because I'm doing this partnership, I can't actually do the vlogs like I was doing last year, where I was giving them to you early. So what I think I've gotta do is, compiled the vlogs from OpenSauce last year and put a video out at some point. So they'd be like, hey, here's the stuff from last year. And then for you guys, I'm gonna give you some models and other things that I've worked on that I haven't actually finished or put out there yet. So if you guys want to try them and see where I'm at, or if you have any recommendations, channel members are gonna get some models. Hopefully you guys like them and will do me a favor and not share them until they're actually ready to be fully released. But I hope it's a good exchange instead of the videos that I can't do, because I'm gonna be doing the big open source videos instead. I'm sure you guys understand. But again, if you've been a channel member or you're considering being one, thank you. Seriously, it's really encouraging and I appreciate it. So if you need something 3D printed, laser cut, or 3D scanned, you can hit us up over at TheNextDecade.co. It has been updated recently. There's a new cosplayer nexus. So if you're interested in talking to other cosplayers or sharing things about Tokusatsu cosplay specifically, that's going to be the place hopefully to do it in the future. But if you just need somebody to help you laser cut something or laser engrave something or 3D print something, or maybe even design and model stuff for you, depending on what it is, I might be able to help you, go hit us up on our contact on TheNextDecade.co. Go hit up the contact page, shoot us an email, send us as much information as possible so there's less questions I have to ask. And the more you give me, the faster I can go ahead and get started. Every project means a lot to us, whether we get to work on it or not. So if you have something for us, send it our way. Or if you are really eager and you just want to jump the gun and go for it, or you just want to say hi, Dustin at TheNextDecade.co is my email. Feel free to reach out. Whew. All right, is there anything else I need to talk about that's coming up? I feel like I covered everything. I talked about nozzles, REVOPOINT, the Kuga project. Do you see Fallout? Fallout was cool, but there's another project I want to talk about. I don't think I talked about it on YouTube yet, but I don't think it's released yet, but I think it's coming out very soon. Our friend, Zach Frinfrock, over at, oh gosh, what's his new thing? I think he goes by Zarding now. He streams Fallout now. But if the name sounds familiar, he worked on a show called Fallout Nuka Break, which was a fan film centered around a character named Twig from Vault 10, I think. Go check out Fallout Nuka Break. I think it's super, super cool. It was one of the first fan-created fan films I watched. And I loved it. I loved it super, 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 super much. Like it was fun. It was really, really fun, and I still think very fondly about it. I still catch myself going back to watch it on occasion. I follow Zach over on Twitter, reached out to him when I heard he was making Fallout Breaking, a continuation of the Fallout Nuka Break series, and he hired us to work on some parts. So if you see Fallout Nuka Break, or Breaking, excuse me, if you see Fallout Breaking, or go check out the trailer, I worked on the armor, the chems, the radio, the alarm clock, and another character that I can't talk about, or I think I could talk about, maybe we could talk about. I think he shared it, but I'll let you go look over there. And if you do go over there and check it out, tell Zach Dusty says hi. And he's very happy and grateful to be a part of his fan film thing, because Fallout Nuka Break is one of the things that inspired me to want to do YouTube stuff at all. And I owe a lot of credit to the old Wayside Creation team and also the old Indie Mogul folks, like the people before Zach and then the Zach era. So yeah, being able to work with them was an absolute pleasure, and it kind of gave me some more hope about working with other online content creators again. So yeah, thank you, Zach. I really appreciate you, man. Thank you, thank you. All right, I think that just about covers up everything I should have talked about since I haven't been here. I will try to stream again sometime before OpenSauce, so maybe like a week or two from now. It really just depends on how far along in the project I am. And if I do another stream, it's gonna be a shorter one. But keep an eye out for our shorts. We're gonna try to do 2 or 3 shorts a week from now until June 30th. And yeah, we have the big OpenSauce video coming out next. Bear with us just a little bit longer, but yeah, that REVOPOINT Miracle project, all that, you guys are gonna enjoy it. We got some really fun ideas for that tool, and I can't wait to share with you the results. And when I mean say share with you, not just videos, but things that you could play with on your computer at home too. All right, this is Dusty over at TheNextDecade, heading on out. Love y'all bunches. Thank you again, and I'll catch you next time here at TheNextDecade. Bye.